Coming up on Hashtag That.
We're back with the latest Hollywood news updates. Student Media Showdown is just around the corner, and a Rex Orange County album review.
All that and more from Hamden to Hollywood. We're your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
From Hamden to Hollywood,
we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Welcome back to Hashtag That. I'm Joel Agrippo.
And I'm Abby Blackmore. We are back from spring break, and we've seemed to have gotten a couple new upgrades.
You know, Abby, this chair definitely is a little more comfortable. I'm so happy we got new chairs back in the
agree.
suite. But in all seriousness, back in March of 2020, we embarked on a mission to make Q30 look more professional and appealing to you, the viewer. Nearly 2 years to the day and many, many obstacles in between, the mission is finally complete. We have a beautiful new set behind us with a 75-inch TV. This is truly one of the biggest accomplishments in Q30's 27-year history, and we couldn't be more excited for the future of this organization.
So many people were involved with putting this all together, and we can't wait to see all the new shows put great content out. So now let's dive into some new Hollywood scoop.
Following their romantic wedding in Hawaii, NFL star quarterback Patrick Mahomes and Brittany Matthews headed to the Caribbean for an adventurous vacation. After tying the knot on March 12th, Mahomes and Matthews went to the island of St. Bart's for an epic honeymoon filled with fun, sun, and tons of social media posts. The recent bride kicked off her social media coverage of the honeymoon when she posted pics from inside a private jet covered with rose petals, pink cocktails, and a happy honeymoon sign. Their trip is scheduled to last until tomorrow. Now switching gears, after Josh Peck raised eyebrows with his comments about his past with Drake Bell, his former Drake and Josh co-star released a full podcast to address his remarks. Last week, Peck said on the BFFs podcast that they were no longer friends. He even broke his silence about the tweets Drake posted back in 2017 about not being invited to Peck's wedding. Drake wasn't invited to the wedding because Josh said they hadn't really talked in many, many years. On the couple's podcast, Drake and his wife Janet said they pitched a Drake and Josh reboot show, but it was put off following some creative differences. The pair were not too happy with the script, which they said Josh wrote.
The 75th British Academy of Film Awards was back in person after being held virtually last year. Many films were honored at the BAFTA ceremony last Sunday, and many are keeping an eye out for the frontrunners, especially with the Oscars quickly approaching. The Power of the Dog took home Best Film and Best Director. Jane Campion is now the third woman to take home the award for Best Director, and it's the second year in a row a woman has earned this coveted award. Dune, Coda, and West Side Story were also recognized at the ceremony. The BAFTAs are often seen as the precursor to the Oscars, airing March 27th, so make sure to take note of the winners. Also, after a brutal wait, breakout teen actress and singer Olivia Rodrigo will be releasing a documentary on Disney Plus all about her debut album, Sour. The Driving Home to You film will cover her record-breaking album, along with new renditions of previously released songs. It will also include behind-the-scenes footage and interviews that will show off the process of putting together the album. Rodrigo will also begin her highly anticipated Sour tour only a couple days after the release of the documentary. But this film will allow fans who were unable to get tickets to her sold-out tour to enjoy her performances from the couch. Make sure to check it out on Disney Plus, March 25th.
Abby, what did you do over spring break now that we're back at school?
I mostly just hung out at home, got to relax, rejuvenate. What about you?
That's good. Sounds like a nice relaxing break.
I'll take
I was
it.
down in Nashville, Tennessee, with my cowboy boots, my cowboy hat.
Of course.
Not actually. I wish I could pull that off, though. But now that you guys know what we did over spring break, let's see what our fellow hashtaggers did last week.
Hey hashtag, it's Krista, and if you can't already tell, I'm here at Walt Disney World. Today's my last day. I'm here with my two sisters, and we had such a great time.
What's up hashtag, it's Audrey, and on this spring break, I was celebrating my little sister's Sweet 16. Woo!
What's up hashtag, it's Ben, Kaylin, and Ethan. We're currently in Lake Placid right now. We came back a little bit early from spring break, and we're covering the men's ice hockey team in the semifinals of the ECAC playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Not really much of a break for us, I guess, compared to everyone else, but it's still pretty loud in here. Great game so far.
It's a great atmosphere. We love it. Having a blast.
Guys, my name is Jess Bridgeraj. I am currently at a pottery shop with my siblings for spring break. we went to New Jersey and I painted an egg, and my sister is painting a vase and she already made her bowl, and my brother made a bear. And we're having a really fun time, and I hope you guys are enjoying your spring break as well.
Hey y'all, it's Ben Darling from Southington, Connecticut. I hope you guys had a great spring break. I know I did. Hanging out with a bunch of old friends from high school, also getting to go to the New England Air Museum with my dad, and also getting to work on a couple packages for Q-Thon for Quinnipiac tonight. Hope y'all enjoy this next bit.
My boy from high school, James.
Hey hashtag, it's Lane here. Over spring break, I have been watching a lot of Daytime Rush, and I also got my second tattoo, which was really fun. And I have been listening to a lot of Rex Orange County's new album, which is amazing, and just been spending a lot of time with friends, family, and cuddling my dog while I still can. And I've also been watching some amazing sunsets. So yeah.
What's up, hashtag? It's Gabby. Over spring break, I went to Punta Cana. It was so much fun, so relaxing. Got to go to the beach, swim in the pool, all fun things to do. I also got to catch up on some reading, which I've been really meaning to do, so that was super fun as well. I'm so excited to get back to hashtag and even more excited for Student Media Showdown this Friday. Yay!
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
Come on, Jules, spot on this last one. There it is. Keep going with it. Leo.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing.
After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
One of Q30's biggest events is taking place this Friday at 8 p.m. Q30, QBSN, The Chronicle, and WQAQ will each have one representative battle in student media showdowns. Here's a preview of what's to come.
My name is Karina Kamey, and I'm the Entertainment Director at Q30 TV, and I'm also the producer of Student Media Showdown. The Student Media Showdown is a live broadcasted event that's going to be taking place in the Piazza, where 4 student media organizations, that's Q30, WQAQ, QBSN, and The Chronicle, are competing in 4 rounds of competition for the title of Best Student Media Organization. Based on what I've heard from my contestants already, it's going to be funny, it's going to be fun to watch. They have a lot coming. They're all really trying their best to win the title and impress the judges by really pulling out all of the stops. So you can expect to see some wild talents, some really fun game questions, and some really interesting on-air wear. You can come to the Piazza at 7 p.m. The show starts at 8 p.m., but there will be food in the Piazza if you're going to be here live, or you can turn into q30tv.com/watch at 8 p.m. Student media is really, really important at Quinnipiac. We all put a lot of work into our respective organizations, and this is one of those events where we can all just come out and have fun. And even though, you know, they're competing for the title of Best Student Media Organization, it really is just an opportunity for the 4 organizations to come together and have a bunch of fun. And even if you're not involved in student media, it's just a really good opportunity to come out on a Friday night and eat some good food, see some funny talents, some good shows, and show your support of some organizations that work really hard here.
I know a lot of us were out having fun over spring break and weren't able to keep up with some of the trends going around social media lately. Luckily, we have Manny to give us the rundown of the latest TikTok trends. Manny?
Hello, hashtag, it's Manny, and welcome back to Let's Talk the Talk, where we will be going over some of the biggest moments on TikTok this week. My For You page has seen so much this week, so let's dive right into this. A very wholesome series that is trending right now is people sharing their love stories to the song Hello, Hello by Elton John. Most of us probably recognize this song from the hit Disney movie Romeo and Juliet, and the song and trend have been all over my feed lately. From a date gone wrong to a perfect fairy tale meet cute that all of us dream about, TikTok has seen a surge in love stories this week, and it has for sure made me super happy to scroll through. Miranda Cosgrove, best known for her starring role on My Generation's Nickelodeon shows, is responsible for a new trending audio on TikTok. She was recently asked in an interview what her favorite curse word is, and she responded without hesitation, saying it was the F word. Many have recreated the clip with their own creative twist, but most famously, her on-screen brother, Josh Peck, created his own version, which was absolutely hilarious. It's not often that Miranda Cosgrove pops back into the world of TikTok, but this audio is bringing her back into the spotlight. And finally, after his dramatic and controversial end of season's performance, Clayton Echard has been taking to TikTok with his season's winner, Susie, explaining and making fun of his non-traditional run on The Bachelor. With a 2-on-1 breakup, a denied proposal, sometimes you just have to laugh at yourself, and that is exactly what Clayton has been doing. He has posted compilations of his time and Susie's on the show, and the two of them even recreated some of the scenes together. It's a little awkward on my end to watch, but at least they're happy and maybe working towards an engagement. That is all I have time for this week, and back to Joe and Abby at the desk.
Thanks so much, Manny. We were on spring break, but movie trailers were not. But don't worry, Mason Glod is keeping us up to date on any trailers you have missed over the past week.
Hey hashtag, it's Mason Glod here, and since our last hashtag that show, a lot of trailers for big projects have come out, so it's time for a new segment called Trailer Blitz. Today, I'm going to be talking 3 big trailers, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on what's going to happen in these shows. First up, we got the first trailer for Obi-Wan Kenobi, the new Star Wars show that premieres on Disney Plus May 25th. Obviously, this is a very highly anticipated show, and I thought the trailer was very good. It was kind of perfect in showing what we wanted to see, but also keeping a lot of things hidden. They didn't show Hayden Christensen returning as Darth Vader, but we know he's in the show, and we know that him and Obi-Wan are going to have a great rematch lightsaber duel, and I think that's really the big draw for the show. And they teased it a little bit with Darth Vader breathing at the end, so I think everyone's excited for this. This was a great trailer, and I can't wait to watch the show when it comes out in May. Next up, we got the first trailer for The Boys Season 3 premiering exclusively on Amazon Prime Video June 3rd. The Boys is one of my favorite shows. Season 1 and Season 2 were such a good surprise and so much fun, and this trailer is amazing. It is short, but it is fast, there's so much content in it, and there's so much to talk about from this short little trailer. Obviously, the main draw of this season seems to be that Butcher and the gang are getting powers. Well, at least Butcher is. And I think that's really exciting. I think it does make sense to level the playing field between the Supes and the Boys, and that seems like a natural progression for the show to take. And I can't wait to see what battles that these two groups get in, because now that the Boys have superpowers, it's going to be pretty intense, and I can't wait. And finally, we got the first trailer for Ms. Marvel, the new Marvel TV show to premiere on Disney Plus this June 8th. Now, this project has been pretty controversial in its development, and this trailer has been very controversial with many different opinions. But personally, I think it looks really cool, and it's definitely a different direction for Marvel to take. I love seeing the more down-to-earth, grounded perspective on the Avengers and superheroes. I think that looks really cool. And I think Aman Vellani looks amazing as the star of the show. I think she did a really good job in the trailer. But I love The Boys, and that trailer was so much fun, and it looks like such a fun season, so I can't wait to see what they do with that. So I might have to pick The Boys as the show I'm most excited for. Hashtag that. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Thanks for sticking with us. So much has happened in Hollywood the past couple weeks, and Karina is here to give us the scoop on what's been going down.
Hi friends, it's Karina here for this week's Hollywood News Update. We have a lot to catch up on, so let's get right to it. Breaking news today, hearing that West Side Story star Rachel Zegler won't be at this year's Academy Awards because she apparently wasn't invited. In response to an Instagram follower who commented that she couldn't wait to see what Zegler would be sporting on the red carpet, Zegler responded, quote, "I'm not invited, so sweatpants and my boyfriend's flannel," unquote. Variety noted that usually film studios nominated for Best Picture are allotted an undisclosed number of tickets that they offer to cast members, and presenters and nominees get their own ticket. Since Zegler is not nominated or presenting, it seems that she won't be going. Plenty of people are rallying for the actress to be able to go to the event, and plenty of people think Zegler was snubbed. Joe, Abby, what do you think about the award show ticket system, and how is it affecting Zegler?
Obviously, this stinks for her, but sweatpants and a flannel is something I wear all the time, so I don't really see a problem with that.
I know what you mean, but it's kind of disappointing to see that she's not going to be at the ceremony, especially when she was the lead actress of this huge film. Like, West Side Story has had so much acclaim to it since it's come out. It's definitely being a Spielberg film, so I'm slightly disappointed that she won't be going. She'll definitely be missed.
It's definitely disappointing, not only to her, but her fans and everybody who supported the movie to begin with. So not seeing her get the invite is definitely something that, affects more than just her.
It's understandable because there's not as many people allowed to come into the ceremony this year as well, which is unfortunate. But that's just because of the world we live in today, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. I just think it's a little interesting that if it is the film studio's choice who they're giving tickets to, that they wouldn't give one of the tickets to their lead star. I think that's an interesting move on their part. Moving right along, pop star Britney Spears seems ready to release new music again after a 5.5-year hiatus and the recent release from her conservatorship. As of now, there are a few collaborators Spears is comfortable working with that have been contacted. This includes Claude Kelly, who she worked with on her 2008 album Circus. An inside source with Metro said, quote, "It is very early days, and Britney isn't putting any pressure on herself to release an album right away or anything, but her team are putting feelers out about the prospect of new music," unquote. With all that's happened with Spears, both in her career and her personal life in the last 5 years, what do you think we can expect from her going forward?
Oops, she did it again. But you didn't expect that one.
I did not expect that one. What do you think? Or do you have any opinion?
Listen, I did my part here. You go.
Okay. I'm so happy that Britney Spears is now able to do actually what she wants to do. She's not under the conservatorship that she was under for so many years, and I'm so excited about the idea of her actually coming out with new music. I grew up listening to her, so I'm super excited to see what she comes out with.
Yeah,
hopefully.
No, it will be excited for sure. Somebody that hasn't been in the spotlight in a little bit of time, making a comeback. Kind of like Tobey Maguire. Wasn't in the spotlight, comes back, everybody loves it.
There you go.
Same thing for Britney Spears. Karina, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's great. She actually refused to release music under the last 5.5 years of her conservatorship, which is why we haven't seen anything from her. But if it seems like she's reaching out to some people that she's really comfortable with, it seems like she might be able to release what she actually wants to release, which would be really exciting to see how that differs from, what she was releasing in the early 2000s. And finally, we have to talk about the 94th Oscar ceremony coming up this Sunday. I obviously don't have time to go through every single category, but let's talk about a few. Jane Campion's The Power of the Dog and Denis Villeneuve's Dune are the most nominated this year and generally predicted to win big. Additionally, there are 9 first-time nominees that were nominated in the lead and supporting actress categories, including Ariana DeBose for West Side Story, Kristen Stewart for Spencer, and Kirsten Dunst for The Power of the Dog, and many more. Do you have any predictions for the awards or anyone you're hoping to see win big?
I'm excited to see specifically Ariana DeBose win, hopefully, for Best Supporting Actress for West Side Story, because I absolutely adore her. I've been following her for such a long time. To see that she's now being recognized by so many people is absolutely insane.
Yeah, real quick, if there's one slam dunk pick for me, it's Will Smith as Best Actor.
I agree. I agree completely.
Karina, do you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think we're going to see some big sweeps this year, which will be exciting. I just hope to see the Oscars go very smoothly for everyone involved, and maybe we'll see some new winners this year. But that is all I have for this week's Hollywood News Update. Back to Joe and Abby at the news set.
Thanks so much, Karina. We'll be back after this commercial break. Stick right with us.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back. Rex Orange County just released his latest album, Who Cares, and everybody has been talking about it. Let's see what hashtaggers Grace and Isabella think about the new album.
Hey hashtag, it's Isabella. And I'm Grace, back with another package. Today Grace and I will be reviewing Rex Orange County's brand new album, Who Cares? Just to start off with some initial thoughts on the album, I absolutely loved it. I listened to it as soon as it came out on my ride home for spring break. I had to just hear his new music, and I really enjoyed it. I thought that he focused a lot on the instrumentals behind the music and just highlighting his band, and I just thought it was very creative and definitely a new sound from him.
This album, more than anything, goes to show how much Rex has grown in his production value. I think compared to his first album, or his first few albums, the production value on this one is so much better. He's been very vocal about his work with producer Betty Sings on this album. The two have been longtime collaborators since Loving Is Easy came out, and he has been very open about his production journey, which is super interesting.
So of course I can't just pick one top song, I have to have two. I've listened to the album a bunch in the past week, but off of my initial listening, I would say that 1 in a Million and If You Want It would be my top two. I think they're very different because 1 in a Million is kind of slower, it's very lovey and romantic, and then If You Want It is very groovy. It kind of sounds like 70s, 80s to me, and I thought it was definitely very groovy and chill kind of music, but they both have different paces, and I think he kind of played around with that with his whole album. Ones you can dance and jump to, and ones you just want to sit down, close your eyes, and listen to, so I thought it was really cool how he kind of played around with that.
My favorite song on the album has to be Worth It. I loved that one immediately. The first time I heard it, I fell in love with it. It has such a summery, very mellow vibe. My other favorite has to be Open a Window, featuring Tyler, the Creator. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a huge Tyler fan. It was actually Tyler who introduced me to Rex with his collaboration on Flower Boy back in 2017. So hearing Tyler actually take that collaboration spot on Rex's album was kind of this full circle moment, and I really enjoyed it.
If I had to compare Who Cares to Pony, it's definitely gonna grow on me. I mean, I am obsessed with all the songs from Pony, especially since I went to the concert, but I will be going to the Who Cares concert this year, so I'm super excited. And I think all the songs will grow on me as I listen to them more. So I think that he's definitely doing some new things and getting outside of the box with his music, and I was really excited to hear this new album. I think it's a lot different than his last one. And I hope you all will listen to the new album. Thanks for sticking with us. Back to you guys at the desk.
Real good stuff there from Isabella and Grace. Abby, we're going to have a little fun now. We're going to play a little game, and Ben Kane is here to explain what we're doing this week.
Hey hashtag, it's Ben, and I will be your game show host for the evening. Today's game is called Match That Movie Quote. I'm going to read you both a movie quote, and you'll have to decide what between the two movies I'm going to give you that quote comes from. So the first one is, "You stay classy, San Diego." Is it from Anchorman or Step Brothers?
Ooh, I haven't seen either of these films. So I'm not
Will
too
Ferrell's
sure.
the common denominator here, but
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Anchorman. I feel like that's something you sign off on as us on desk. Stay classy, San Diego. I feel like that's something that you say. And if I'm wrong, that's going to be really embarrassing. So
I think I'll join you in that.
Okay.
I'll say Anchorman as
All right,
well.
we're going to lock that in.
All right, well, it is Anchorman. I was
There
going to
we
give you
go.
guys a hint and say Will Ferrell is in one of those movies, if you didn't know, but that is the right one. So let's just go to the next question. The next quote is, "I am vengeance." What movie is it from, Batman or Lego Batman?
Oh, this is a tough one. I feel like it could come from both, but I'm slightly leaning towards the Lego Batman
I feel like
movie.
it's going to be a trick question.
That's what I
They
think
want
it
us
is.
to think. I think Ben's a little tricky sometimes. I feel like Ben's going to want us to think that it's from Batman, but it's really from Lego Batman.
That's what I think as well. So.
All right. I am vengeance, Lego Batman, final answer.
Locking it in?
Yes.
I somehow tricked you. It actually
come
is Batman.
we overthought there. We
Hey,
thought
it's
too
okay.
much about
it's okay. We got question 3. Next one is, "That was falling with style." Is it from Toy Story or Top Gun?
Now, I think I remember this from Toy Story. I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I've seen Toy Story, so I could be wrong, but Top Gun as well, like, they're both flying movies. They both are flying. But I think I remember it being in Toy Story.
Okay, I'm gonna go Top Gun.
Okay,
I
well,
think
this is the first split.
Yeah, because I think you're trying to trick me into pairing with
Oh, you think I'm against you? I'm against you now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
I see.
overthinking is a specialty of mine, and I think that's what we're trying to go here. So I'm gonna go
Okay.
Top Gun.
All right, I'll say Toy Story.
All right, bit of competitiveness here. It was actually Toy Story.
You should have trusted me.
A president's always got to listen to their vice president.
That was a good guess. It was a good guess. Number 4, "Promise me you'll survive." Was it from Titanic or Iron Man 1?
Oh.
I think it's Titanic.
I think it's Titanic as well.
I think that was the conversation that they might have been having when they were floating on.
When Jack couldn't fit on the door.
He could have fit.
He could have fit.
He
No,
could've
I
fit,
agree.
okay.
Jack could have fit, and he didn't. And Rose was. I'm not gonna say she was selfish, but he could have fit.
Listen, he was being a gentleman, so he said, "I'd rather freeze to death than you." So he was being nice, but hey, I think that he could have fit on that door.
Chivalry isn't dead.
Chivalry's not dead. What do I know? But we're gonna go Titanic. Final answer.
All right, it is actually Titanic. When I got asked this last night, I thought it was Iron Man. I'm going to be honest, but it was not Iron Man. All right, we'll go to the next one. So, "Revenge is a dish best served cold." Is it from Godfather or Goodfellas?
Ooh, I haven't seen either of these films, and I feel like they could come from both. I'm not too sure.
Pick one. I'll go the opposite of you.
Okay, I'll say Godfather.
All right, I'm going Goodfellas.
Abby, fantastic guess. It was.
Lucky guess.
Well, that's all I have for you guys. I'll send it back to the desk.
Thanks so much, Ben. Abby, you got me there. But let's shift over to our good news stories of the week. The Chancellor of Vanderbilt University is recognizing the school's employees for their work over the past 2 years during the pandemic by surprising them with a bonus in their paychecks. All eligible faculty, staff, postdocs will receive $1,500 bonus in their paychecks at the end of this month. There are around 9,000 total workers, including part-time staff, who will be getting those generous bonuses.
In some other good news, an elementary school in California has recently put together a hotline that anyone can call and receive advice from a current student. The pre-recorded messages from students at Westside Elementary cover anything from words of advice, encouragement, and any topic to help them get through the day. The service is called Pep Talk Hotline, and it's received 11,000 calls every hour and has raised $26,000 on GoFundMe to keep the service going for the rest of the school year. Make sure to check it out.
All right, Abby, that's all the time we have for tonight.
All right, so make sure to follow us on our social media accounts and download the Q30 app on the App Store to stay up to date.
I'm Joel Agrippo.
And I'm Abby Blackmore. From the producers, talent, and everyone working hard behind the scenes, we thank you for watching. We will see you all again next week.